Yeah, so today I was really having a think about some movie work. I should turn on the big light actually. I'll turn on the big light. Yeah, so welcome to the video. That's my hometown in the background. So yeah, it's a nice place where I come from. That's a place where I grew up. It's a good place. It's a lovely place. The tide goes in and out, and when the tide's out, it's very different looking. But yeah, it's quite a lovely place. I can't pinpoint exactly where that is. I grew up near to where that is. But yeah. Anyway, so there we go. Now, in this video, I want to talk about the English teacher as kind of like an extra, like a movie extra. And I was just thinking about this when I was doing the extra work. I thought, I'm sitting there and I'm watching the star acting, and I thought, that's kind of like my life. Like, I'm sort of watching what's going on in the world. And clearly, I'm not alone in that. Like, there's a lot of people who probably feel like that. But I think the ESL teacher is a uniquely sort of like you're there but you're not there kind of position in a society, especially when you're doing it in a foreign country. So, like, for example, you're at the airport, there's everybody else at the airport. Like, you're going to China, you're going to Japan. There's diplomats going to Japan, there's diplomats going to China, there's business people going to China, there's scholars going to China, there's all these different people going to China or Japan, and you're there too. You're going there to teach English. You're maybe in the same bars as these engineers or these diplomats sometimes or these business people, but you're there sort of like, I don't know, it's like sometimes I feel like we're in the background, like we're there but we're not there. And if you've felt this yourself or you've had this feeling, let me know. But like, that's just one side of it. Like, you can look at it as a negative side, but you can also, or you can kind of, I guess, look at it in terms of um, in a less positive light, I guess. But you can also look at it in a positive light. Like, in the future, they're going to be making movies about Beijing, about what's happening in Beijing with business people and diplomatic people and whatever. And there probably are movies about that stuff already. I just am not aware of them. But what I'm saying is, like, you're pretty close to the action. And at the end of the day, like, Beijing's a city I've been to a few times, many times. I know a bit about it. Beijing, people who live in Beijing for a long time, I call them Beijing foreigners. They know a lot about Beijing. Like, they're not in the heart of the action, but they're there. They are there. And it's pretty cool. And yeah, like getting on a plane, getting on a big plane, going somewhere to live. Where am I working today? I mean, it's almost like, if you look at it very positively, when you start a new job in ESL, you almost feel like you're some kind of like, yeah, I mean, I'm not, I don't want to indulge the Walter Mitty people because it's very important to obviously stay within reality, but yeah, I mean, and I don't, it's ridiculous. Like, our life is cool enough without having to be silly and make up stories and stuff, but I just mean, like, it does feel really cool. Like, I remember when I first went to Korea, I was like checking out my new house and I thought, my new apartment above this shop, and I thought, okay, so this is where I'm living. And it was really exciting. And coming to China and living in this building, it was called a cadre training facility or a cadre learning center or something like that. It had some really interesting, obscure, like Chinese name related to politics, and there were North Koreans living there, and it felt really, really exciting. I mean, now it just seems like a kind of boring, sad hotel kind of place, and I've been past there a few times. I wouldn't want to live there again, but yeah, like, it's like you're there, like you're there, you're in the country, you're living this kind of life, and yeah. So if you've had that feeling where you've sort of felt like it's really exciting and I'm part of it, let me know. Drop me a comment down below. There are, of course, like, so many Walter Mitty types where people start to believe that they're more important than they are and start to be a bit silly or whatever. But But yeah, and also what I wanted to say, I'll just tack this onto the end of this video, is the amount of people who are teaching ESL but have gone into the security industry. And it's just, yeah, it just blows my mind. Guy in Ukraine, and also I know a couple of, I'm not going to name their names, of course, and I'm not going to say anything about their jobs, but I've known people who have specifically left Wall Street English and joined Western militaries, shall we say. So yeah, it's quite interesting. But yeah, and the guy I replaced at the university, he actually became an airline pilot. He's now currently an airline pilot. So yeah, like it's very easy, I guess, to sort of like either go down that route of accepting that I'm sort of like an extra in a movie, I'm not the star of the movie, or also thinking like becoming like a Walter Mitty type person where you just create this unreal world around yourself. But there are also people who take steps and just completely change their lives, whether that's becoming a military person or flying an airplane or starting a business or whatever it is, or just getting the job that they always dreamed of getting, their dream job. So yeah, I hope everybody's well, and maybe a little bit of a rambling video, but just when I was watching these actors doing their scenes, I just thought, these, the stars, I just sort of thought, this is kind of my life. Like, it was really a bit of a, it sort of hit me, but everything has two sides, and yeah, I definitely view my life in a positive way. Okay, thanks.